Welcome to the Herd's official YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Colin Cowherd podcast, all of our NFL instant reactions, and more football content.
J-Mac, sometimes you look at the Lakers brand and you think like the Showtime Lakers. It was all about Magic Johnson, who was not a great defender. But you had Kareem protecting the rim. So all five of those title teams, the Showtime Lakers, all five were top 10 defenses. People don't think about that because you had the great backstop at the rim in Kareem. And so I'm watching the Lakers last night getting gouged defensively by OKC. And this is not a criticism. It's instructive. This is why eventually you've got to get rid of the duplication in the Lakers lineup. It's so easy for Oklahoma City to score, and they were missing two starters. I mean, SGA had 30 points, didn't even have to play the fourth quarter. So J.J. Redick's an offensive-leaning coach. Luka. Guys that Luka guarded last night, Thunder players went 8 for 10 from the floor. Rui, Austin Reeves, much better on offense than defense. DeAndre Ayton, allergic to defense. Gabe Vincent, when he plays, gives you effort, but he's small. Who can he guard? So the only open lane in all of L.A. is usually at Laker games. You can always find an open lane in that traffic. And the reality is, if you go look at the last 5 NBA champions, only Denver was considered sort of average defensively, but the truth is they weren't. Aaron Gordon, elite defensively, elite athlete length, KCP, Bruce Brown, they were 8th in defense. May not have been as good as the Celtics or OKC last year, but they were a very, very good defensive team. OKC is missing 2 starters last night. What does it matter? I mean, SGA can get to 30 with his eyes closed. They can score in the paint. They had almost 50 points in the paint. Why? Because DeAndre Ayton doesn't like defense. So this is not a criticism. It is a reality. It is a lineup, a Laker lineup that is heavily offensive leaning, massive duplication. Austin Reeves, when LeBron gets back, Luka, they all need the ball in their hands. None of them elite defenders. LeBron was 8 years ago. He's not anymore. And again, Luka, if Luka's guarding you, you're getting a bucket. 8 of 10 last night were OKC players when Luka's guarding them. So you have redundancy and duplication. It's like a football team that doesn't play defense, right? You may score a lot of points, but in the end, the other guys will get a lead and ball control you. And the Lakers just can't get stops. And if you look at the West, Minnesota, the Spurs, OKC, they've all got elite defensive stoppers, or 3. And so the Lakers, Luka may win a scoring title. They'll be fun to watch. They've got a bunch of guys. On-ball skill is exceptional. I mean, track meet, they can run with anybody. They're really good offensively, but it's a lot of the same guys. And LeBron, Sciatica James may be coming back. He's not a defensive stopper, not at this point. So, again, what makes a Super Bowl roster or an NBA championship roster, OKC last year, prime example, you can do both. You can make stops, you can get buckets, you can do mid-range, you can get threes. The Lakers have all sorts of offense. But I've said that, and Austin Reeves, that's Rob Pelinka's guy. They don't want to get rid of him. And LeBron, do you want to offend LeBron and his guys? So it's just, I thought last night, the Lakers are great in clutch games, but it's not going to be clutch. You're not going to be in close games against teams like OKC and Minnesota. Never forget what Minnesota did to the Lakers last year in the postseason. It wasn't just offense. They got stops. They forced Austin Reeves, go play defense. He can't. It's not what he does. It's not a player's fault. It's a redundancy of skill set. And J.J. Redick watched the beatdown up close and personal.
When you're not playing well offensively, it can affect what you're trying to do defensively. There seemed to be more confusion, I think, on the court, on that end of the floor, on the defensive end, than I think we anticipated. So I gotta make sure that I've created enough clarity for these guys.
Yeah, I don't think it's a clarity issue. I think it's a personnel issue, and why they should make a move or consider it at the trade deadline. J-Mac, I know that Laker rant, it's not criticism because it's a very good team, but it is a reality on what they are and what they're not. And when it's that easy, missing 2 starters, it is a reminder, guys, we have an uneven, lopsided roster. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, this is the 3rd road game for them on a long road trip. I know OKC was on a back-to-back. They're a young squad. This is a Laker team, Colin. 3 of their top 8 guys last night were brand new to the team. They've been with them for like, a month. Okay? So I'm not overreacting. I will say DeAndre Ayton, who's looked good this season, looked terrible last night. He's an awful matchup for OKC. He's robotic when he catches the ball.
Yeah.
On the pick and roll, he just doesn't flow well.
Yeah.
But Jackson Hayes ain't the answer. So listen, OKC is going to be a massive problem for the Lakers in the postseason. You just hope, hey, you bet on Luka, who took them out 2 years ago when they were really good, when he was with Dallas. And you bet on the king, the GOAT, LeBron.
I like when analysts come out and have strong opinions. Rick Neuheisel, who works at CBS, I watch every weekend. I'm watching that, some SEC stuff, and all of, their coverage at CBS, whatever they have, Big Ten, whatever they have at CBS, I'm watching them. Rick Neuheisel said this. He said he questioned why Notre Dame sits at number 9 despite losing to Miami and Texas A&M this season, and what he called sort of a half ACC schedule, which is what it is. And he explained that Miami's position behind Notre Dame is evidence of the bias. He says, but, that's the power of Notre Dame. It's a monster brand and it resonates. And he's not wrong. When I look at Notre Dame, this is why I have said Notre Dame wants to play USC so desperately. Because when they lose an early season game, they have to pray they're getting Notre Dame they're getting USC, or they have no quality wins. Go look at Notre Dame's schedule right now and take USC out of it. You have losses to Miami and A&M. Your quality win, I took USC out of it. Your quality win will be at Pittsburgh this weekend, and you're favored by double digits. When you're in the ACC and playing a half AC schedule, and then you lose to Miami, you desperately need USC. Now look at USC's schedule and take out Notre Dame. And this is USC that hasn't played Ohio State or Penn State or Indiana. You take out the Notre Dame schedule. Well, they still play Iowa and Oregon. All right? And at one point, Illinois was ranked. So USC doesn't need Notre Dame. And all these traditionalists get mad at me when I say this. I'm Jen Cohen. I call Notre Dame and I say, this is not equitable. Yeah, we don't need another late October 41-degree game. We don't need that. We will now play every other year. And by the way, if we're going to go to South Bend every 3rd year, you got to move that game up. We don't care about your schedule. We're not even playing Indiana and Ohio State. We've just had to play Iowa and Oregon and Michigan. And USC schedule, Big Ten schedule this year, isn't even a tough Big Ten schedule. At Nebraska, Nebraska never beats ranked teams, so it a little overstated win there. But this goes back to what he is saying, basically, is that when Notre Dame USC comes up, anybody here that's ever been even a small business owner, when you have leverage and it's unequitable, you need to get on the phone. And I said this a month ago. I said I would play every other year if I was USC, or if not, then 2 out of 3 games are in LA. And we're going to play them early. They're going to be in September. So we'll go 2 in LA, 1 in Notre Dame. 2 in LA, 1 in Notre Dame. Because USC doesn't need it. They don't need it. They don't need another cold weather game late October. Notre Dame needs it. Go look at that schedule. Take USC out of it. They don't have a quality win. Don't have one. Here was Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire, without naming him, taking a shot at Notre Dame.
I have so much respect for BYU. I do, man. They're I was really excited whenever they joined the Big 12 because I think that they carry a lot of weight and a lot of respect. I think that I have a lot of respect for them entering a conference and not playing an independent schedule like other people. Y'all already know who that is.
Yeah, and I like Notre Dame. I am a huge Marcus Freeman fan. I've worked with Notre Damers. It's a great school, but they're not wrong. Like if you're gonna, I keep saying this. Notre Dame needs to go to the Big Ten. They got to go to the Big Ten. They academically fit. They geographically fit. There's a reason Notre Dame inked a long-term deal with Clemson. They need somebody on the schedule that can validate them if they have losses, because nobody's going to go undefeated. I mean, this point forward, Ohio State lost 2 games last year, blasted, and lost one as a 20-point favorite against Michigan and won the Natty. So going undefeated it's just not going to happen. The Georgias and the Alabamas and the NIL world don't have the depth. I'm not anti-Notre Dame at all, but I'm anti Notre Dame USC as it currently stands. And I think they want both worlds. They want to play the big dog to elevate their schedule, but they don't want to join a conference full time. Not a fan of that. Way to go, Rick Neuheisel, taking shots.
Today's show is brought to you by our new presenting sponsor, Hard Rock Bet. This is that golden time of the year when it's not just pro football, NBA, college football, college hoops, hockey, all share the stage. There's always something to bet on. If you haven't tried your first bet on Hard Rock Bet yet, there's still time to get $150 in bonus bets if you win. All you have to do is place $5 bet. That's it, $5. If it hits, you not only get your winnings, but $150 in extra bonus bets. And if you're looking for an edge before you lock in, check out the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub. Trends, it's loaded with streaks, stats to help guide your picks. So numbers don't lie, neither does the data in there. The Hard Rock Bet app sportsbook, it's the only legal sportsbook for whenever you're in Florida. It's also live in Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, Colorado, coming soon to more states. Plus, Hard Rock Bet offers new promos every single day. So whenever you're listening, just open the app, check out what you've got any day of the week. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and make your first deposit.
J-Mac feeling himself a little bit. Now that Greg Cosell has said Brock Purdy is more talented.
There's a lot of crazy stuff happening around the league right now, Colin. Oh, my gosh.
NFL.
Have you made your picks yet?
Yep, I got all 5 in. In fact, I would put Iowa plus 6.5 against SC if I did college picks.
I bet that this morning. Yeah, now.
It's going to be rainy.
Worried. Have you seen the weather report for this weekend?
I don't know. It's going to be crystal clear and 61 in Chicago. How about LA?
Enjoy it. It's going to be rainy everywhere. I don't know. I'm going to have to put a raincoat on my dog when I walk my dog. That's like a 2 times a year thing. LA's not prepared for rain, as you know very well.
Iowa, I'm going to take USC like 28-27.
Yeah.
If I could include a college pick in my Blazing 5, I would take Iowa plus the points in wet, soggy LA.
USC wins, though. They will win the game.
I think they will as well.
I think they're going to give Oregon more of a game than people think. I'm just going to put that on record.
I think it depends on Oregon's health. Oregon has been beat up. All their skill players beat up. If they are, they've got a shot because Oregon's a big play offense. And USC is very susceptible to giving up the big play, whereas USC can be a big play offense, but Oregon doesn't give up big plays. Yeah. So when you go on the road and you're susceptible to big plays, Oregon usually lands a few of those punches. Yeah, that's what would worry me.
A Texas-Georgia pick, by the way?
I like Georgia. I like Bama to beat Oklahoma.
Yeah, I don't know why people like Oklahoma in that one. I think Alabama wins that one, and I think they cover as well.
J-Mac with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Let's start things off with Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen. Did you know they are buddies? This will be the 3rd time they've matched up since being selected in the 2018 draft. They got a good relationship off the field and have let the jokes fly ahead of head-to-head this weekend.
I have to walkie-talkie to him because he's so damn tall, so I can't really have a face-to-face conversation with him. But, in Buffalo, it's cold, it's rainy. Even though he's 6'10", his hands are small, so he better wear his gloves.
Baker wears 2 gloves golfing, so he's that type of guy. I love the guy. He's awesome. To kind of how his career has progressed and the adversity he's fought through, and playing some really, really dang good football right now.
By the way, I've never known anybody that plays golf with 2 gloves.
I've never heard that. I did hear from my golfing buddies out here in L.A. that Josh Allen, he bought a place out here.
Yeah.
He joined a very famous golf club. I'm not a part of it. But I hear Josh Allen's a really good golfer. Now, I don't know. Is this 2 gloves thing? That's a thing in golf? Do we have any staffers who are plugged in on the golf?
By the way, I am playing the day after Thanksgiving.
Not in Chicago.
In a cold weather location. Yeah.
Whoa.
Very
You're just
exciting.
a busybody, huh? They just told me some information about you this weekend. You got some stuff cooking there, huh? In the Windy City.
I do.
I like it. I'm happy for you, big guy. All right, let's move on to the next story. And just because you like Chicago, we're going to talk more Ben Johnson and the Bears. Caleb Williams, Colin, I know you're very excited about his development. You keep leading the show with him, much to the chagrin of the audience. However, Ben Johnson is talking about watching Caleb evade defenders. He's great with his legs.
I'm thinking I'm the best coach in America. Have a play call, wouldn't it? No, I think that's the beauty behind what we have going right now is, as a coaching staff, we try to get that primary receiver open as much as we can, and sometimes the defense doesn't cooperate with you, and so Caleb knows that if we can't get 1 to 2, or if he's feeling the pressure, that he can still make us right, and we can still have a good play. So I think that's a cool thing about where we're at right now.
Think about this. If you're a Bears fan, Dan Campbell just took over play calling duties with his offense, and they're going to Philadelphia. Not great for Detroit. Green Bay is lost offensively, and Minnesota doesn't really know a year from now who the quarterback is.
A year from now?
Can you say Chicago Bears NFC North champions?
Let's slow your roll, my friend. However, I will note, you said their quarterback a year from now. J.J. McCarthy dealing with a hand bruise. This is breaking right now. Limited at practice, took no throws during the open portion. Okay? I had to look up their backup quarterback now because Carson Wentz is cooked. It's a gentleman by the name of Max Brosmer, highly touted rookie, but he is a rookie. So that's not great. However, let's go back to Caleb real quick. So you obviously love Caleb. One thing I noticed was he was on that final drive against the Giants, Colin, he wasn't throwing as much as he was just like, I'm going to tuck and run. We know that's not sustainable. But we did drill down on his numbers passing outside the pocket. And what we found is not particularly great. When he's evading pressure and running outside the pocket, he's completing 43% of his passes, Colin. That's not great. And it's all dink and dunk. Let me quickly get rid of it. Look at the passer rating, cut in half outside the pocket. So it's, again, he's a work in progress. He's certainly not polished. He's certainly not Brock Purdy. There's some encouraging signs. But, Colin, does this concern you at all that Caleb on the run, not as effective?
Well, I think what Greg Cosell said is exactly what I see and what you see. About 5 times a game, you're like jaw-dropping, wow, but it's uneven. He's running when he should pass. It's just not quite right. But I've defended quarterbacks for years, including Bo Nix. Your first 2 to 3 years in the league, that if you're an athlete, until you really figure out NFL defenses, use your feet to move the chains. I've said it with Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix should run more when he struggles. I said it with Lamar early. Dude, pick up first downs. You're going to develop in the pocket over time. So, these guys have played 9 games together. I think it's fine. I think when you have the ability to pick up first downs running, do it, because I don't think any of these guys, including Mahomes admitted year 3, everything slowed down. Mahomes, pretty sharp guy. Year 3. Brady admits. Year 4, year 5. Okay, now I've seen everything. So in that process, Jared Goff doesn't have that advantage. He had to just learn. He needed great protection. So I'm going to defend guys running to move the chains, be it Jackson Dart, Bo Nix, or Caleb.
So the problem is a bunch of those guys keep getting hurt. Jackson Dart keeps getting hurt, okay? And quickly, Baker Mayfield, Colin, one of the craziest stats I saw. So all the beginning of the season, he was elusive in the pocket, scrambled. Remember, against the Texans, killed me. Against the Niners, he had that memorable run. How's this, Colin? The last 3 games, Baker Mayfield has not scrambled once, has not run once. Is it because he got injured in one of the games and he's not talking about it? There's a reference to an oblique injury. When you leave the pocket, you're susceptible to getting drilled by linebackers and safeties because they're headhunting. I would be careful. If Caleb's running 6-7 times a game, I think they're probably losing or he's getting hurt. Would you agree?
Yeah, well, they're winning this weekend. Again, this is one of these games. The Vikings are the favorite.
And they're desperate. Their season's over if they lose this game. They're not getting to the playoffs.
And J.J. McCarthy now is not practicing. How do I not like the Bears plus points?
Technically, he's at practice. He's just not throwing with the media there, which is maybe worse.
Well, if I was at Fox but wasn't talking, I wouldn't be hosting my show. At some point, you've got to, if you're not practicing, I don't know. It's like sometimes you need breaks in a season. If JJ is not practicing, a young guy that needs the practice, that's a break for the Bears.
Yeah. Final story. Let's go to Austin Reeves. Unbelievable, Colin. He is top 7 in the NBA in scoring and assists this season. Just unbelievable. He's a great talent. Here he is last night against OKC. Look at him attacking Hartenstein. Yeah, should have got the foul call there. Anyways, you know I'm very pro Reeves. How about this? There are reports out there that the Lakers have turned down, wait for it, 20 offers in the last year for Austin Reeves. And that the report goes on to say Pelinka is only interested in dealing Reeves in a package for Giannis or Jokic.
Well, it's Pelinka's guy. So he's very loyal to Austin Reeves.
I mean, I did laugh when I first heard that. Like,
well, no.
Jokic, like
I said before, when Dallas traded Luka, if you'd have given me AD Austin Reeves in a first-round pick.
Lakers lose that deal. Yeah.
Yeah, then it's a really interesting deal. Austin's a good player. I think he's a 3. I think he's like Derek White. You can win a championship if he's your 3 or your 4. I don't think you're winning a championship if Austin's your 1 or your 2.
Austin Reeves is much better than Derek White. Please, put some respect on his name.
First of all, Derek White's an elite defender and an elite 3-point shooter.
When he's got a stacked deck with Tatum and Brown and company. Now what is Derek White?
He's a really good player.
Well, Austin Reeves is the number 2 option on a Lakers team that was 8-3 before they get last night. So, let's not. You seem irrationally down on Reeves, Colin.
I'm not. I just think he's a 3. I don't think he's a 1 or a 2. That Minnesota series, they picked on him.
They did. Live and learn, buddy.
You're not picking on 1 and 2s.
Well, Anthony Edwards picking on you is different. For the record, Reeves was asked about his upcoming free agency. You tell me if this sounds like a hometown discount. I want to be in L.A. I love it. Even though the extension was turned down, it doesn't mean that I'm out here trying to get a bleeping gigantic number. I want to be here. I want to win.
I like it.
So Reeves, I think you can get him for not paying him the max, and then you can get another quasi-star, not an Anthony Davis because they're not doing that, but you can find a number 3 next year once LeBron's gone.
Listen, I think Austin Reeves obviously has value because you just reported that 20 offers have come down the table. Denver is never trading Jokic. No. Milwaukee is reluctant to trade Giannis, though I would have a year ago.
Yeah.
So it's easy to say I'll only trade him for those 2. You're not getting those 2.
So by the way, the NBA All-Star game is now like the world against the U.S.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves is going to be an All-Star this year, for sure, because he's one of the, 15 best U.S. players in the NBA. I would argue he's probably one of the 6 best American players in the NBA. Austin Reeves is, again, 28-8 so far this season. He had an off night last night, whatever.
One of the 6 best American players?
In the NBA. Do we want to do this?
No, I don't, actually. I don't want to waste the audience's time on that. I really don't want to do it.
Middle America loves Hillbilly Kobe, as they call him, Austin Reeves.